Hi, my name is Noah Gift, and I wanted to talk to you about AWS CloudShell for both PowerShell and C Sharp. It's really a new environment for many people that are .NET developers, and I want to walk you through some best practices. How do you install the right commandlets? How do you install the right modules? And use these things in automating things from really a .NET perspective. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we're in AWS CloudShell, and notice that I'm already at the PowerShell prompt. I was able to do that by first launching the PowerShell here, and then I typed in PWSH. That's it. And that got me the ability to launch PowerShell. You can also get back to Bash. If I wanted to, I could type in Bash, and that would get me back to Bash. I'm going to stay in here, though, because one of the things that I want to do to start with is that I would like to just kind of poke around here and see what's available when I first get started with this environment. And I think a good way to get started is to take a look at this command called get AWS commandlet name. And this is almost a little bit overwhelming. You can see there's just a ton of available commandlets for OS 10. So what we could do is I could even get a filter going using a little bit of PowerShell and a little bit of Bash by piping that into grep and then counting, how many things appear with S3. Okay, 158, right? So this just really gives us an idea of some of the things that you can do when you're using PowerShell. Now, one of the things that I'll type in next here is get module space dash list available. Okay, now we're in the AWS example here of all the modules that are installed. And from here, you can see that I've got AWS tools for Cloud9, Common, EC2, and S3. So what I can do to start with is actually use one of the tools for getting Cloud9 environments. And this will show me all the different Cloud9 environments. So I'm going to type in get C9 environment list, and notice that the auto completion works, which is pretty nice. There we go. And you can see these are a list of the Cloud9 environments. And again, I could, if I wanted to, I could pipe that into word count-l to get a count. And we see there's 21 Cloud9 environments that I have running. Now, what if I want to get a little bit more information about one of these environments? Because this unique ID here isn't really going to give me a lot of information. Well, one of the things I can do is I can just grab one of those and actually take a look at one of those IDs. And so in order to do that, I could just go through here and I can say get environment list. And it says that it doesn't accept a parameter. So how would I know, what parameter to use? Well, one of the things that I could do here is I could look at some of the code that I've got running on my system. And in fact, I have an example of a for loop here that does a little bit of this work. And we can see here, okay, it's get environment data. So let's go ahead and run this. So we'll just swap this out. We'll run get environment data, and then I'll take this environment ID here. And what happens? Great. I'm able to find out that this in particular is a environment that I set up to do some .NET development. And it shows me what the type is and shows me how I connect to it, and it even gives me the ARN. Okay, now that I've got that running, what else can I do inside of this CloudShell environment for .NET? Well, in particular, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this directory called .NET AWS, and I'm going to go into this chapters here, and I have some code that I think will be interesting to look at. So in particular, we've got a hello world C# code here. So with PowerShell, you can invoke C#, and here we go. We've got code, and I have a string set up that is a hello world C# snippet. And if we look here, all I do is just write a line. And in order to invoke this, I say add type in PowerShell. I say type definition. I then pass in that code, and then I pass in the language, and then I basically run this last line, which invokes it. So if we go through here and I run this, all I need to do is do basically a // to run this in PowerShell, and you'll see that it is able to actually invoke C#. So that's another neat little trick, is if you've got little snippets of maybe C# and AWS code, you can go through here and you can run it out. Now, another thing that I'm going to point out is that it's nice to be able to run bash and also run AWS at the same time, again, depending on what it is you need to do. For example, you may want to use bash to get a count of the buckets that I have in my system. Here we go. And I could also do similar things by using PowerShell. So one of the things I'm going to compare really quick here is let's take a look at a bash script that I wrote that builds off the other example of the Cloud9 information. So here we have a bash script, and the start of it is the shebang line here, which tells us to run it in bash. And what this does is it loops through a list of Cloud9 environments to find out more information. So what I do to start with is that I go ahead and I find out I define a hash right here, and this hash table is named Cloud9 environment, and I put the key environment 1, environment 2, environment 3, and these are the 3 environments that I want to find information about, right? And so what's cool about this is that it allows me to then loop through. If I go through here, I say for environment, and I look through the hash, and then I print out the key, and then here's where I run the bash AWS CLI to describe the environments, and then I pull out the value right here. So this is a nice key value based loop that uses the AWS SDK/CLI. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. And if I go through here and I just do a /, it'll know that it should run in bash. And that's what's nice here is I can run both bash and I can run PowerShell in the same environment. So pretty cool. But what if we want to do something similar inside of PowerShell? How would we do this? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at how you do that. I'm going to again open up VI here, and I'm going to go to the for loop for PowerShell, which I had looked at a little bit earlier, but let's get into the details on it. So what does it do? I have a comment that just tells me what the script does, PowerShell script that loops through Cloud9 to get environment information. And again, I create a hash table, right? So this is pretty similar looking, really, bash and PowerShell. There's a lot of similarity here. In this case, I think this is actually a little bit cleaner. I declare in environment 1, environment 2, environment 3 key. And again, the values are just the IDs of the things I want to look at. Now, what I do is I say for each. So here's my for loop. I declare a loop variable here called env, and then I get the enumerator, which allows me to pull out the key value pairs. And then what I do is I have a message that says write host, and this writes out the key. And then this bottom section does the commandlet get C9 environment data, and it passes in this value, which is going to be one of these. So you can see how it's easy to script as well by using these AWS commandlets inside of a PowerShell loop. So let's go through here. And again, we'll do the same thing. We'll just go through here and we'll do / for loop. Perfect. And we've got this PowerShell script out. So there's a lot to like about PowerShell because it has some capabilities that are just really not available in a traditional scripting environment. And so if you are a .NET developer, C# person, really you can feel very at home by using the CloudShell and mixing and matching what you need. Now, one final thing that I'll mention that I think is a good resource is if we go to the AWS documentation here, I think this is one of the better ways to really get familiar with the PowerShell is to just play around with it. And you can see here, this is AWS tools for PowerShell commandlet reference. For example, if I want to scroll down here and I want to look for, Cloud9 again, you can see all the different SDKs that are available and the methods inside. So for example, environment list, that's what I was just calling. You could see there's different ways to call it with different flags, etc. So really in a nutshell, I think this is a great tool to use if you're familiar with .NET.